with this situation with Tekashi 69, you know, what happened at the gym. I heard he was in the sauna, and somebody came and gave him that boo blah, 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 blah. Somebody came in there and gave him that sauce, man. They gave him that sauce, man. It wasn't the sauce he was looking for. You understand me? It wasn't no sauce like, hey man, what's up with you? Now it was that sauce like, hey, what did you say? Huh? What you was talking about? The crown, the crown. Do you feel me? It's like I hope a lot of young folks get this. To my OGs, you know what I'm saying? Older gentlemen, a lot of older wise guys know what I'm talking about. If you older and you wiser, you know what I'm talking about. Because not everybody older is wise, man. I'm that's not a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Just because you got older doesn't make you, a real OG, a real, what I'm saying, an older gentleman, like, about your life, your movement. You understand where you at, your position. Not every OG understand that. You know what I'm saying? Some OGs out here still on their third childhoods. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them is out here lost, man. But back to the topic though. Tekashi 69, man. I don't get it, man. You know what I'm saying? And I hope, like I said, I hope a lot of young G's out here, y'all see these situation and understand that not all money is good money, man. Not every situation, just because you got money, you know what I'm saying? Not every situation, just because you got that bread, you got that cheese, you got that Skrilla, doesn't mean things won't happen to you. You know what I'm saying? And another thing too, I'm not a street dude, but I don't condone that snitching. If you out here doing dirt, if you out here getting active and you know what I'm saying, doing criminal activities, that doesn't that street, code ethic still follow you, man. Just because you snitched and you went to the feds, you got out, you had protection, you didn't want protection, you got your own security. I understand, you going to the gym, LA Fitness, you want to go by yourself, based on what's being put out here on the internet. That still don't opt you out of that street mentality, man. That street activity that you was promoting doesn't mean that it doesn't come to you. When you out here doing criminal activities, just because you say, hey man, hey, I ain't in the streets no more. You know what I mean? I'm a rat, I'm a rat. That don't mean that you can automatically opt out of your duties, man. You know what I'm saying? So I hope a lot of y'all young G's, young gentlemen's out there, y'all really understand and look at this situation with Tekashi 69 and really ask yourself, is that a lifestyle for you? Just because you got all the jewelry, you buying chicks bags, huh? Just because you putting these people in position doesn't mean it can't happen to you. If you out there doing these activities, criminal activities, thinking that, hey man, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I got this bread. I'm from New York. I tell people all day, SMD. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that, man. I'm from the Bay Area, man. That's a we don't accept that type of terminology out here, man. I know that's a New York thing. I know a lot of y'all cats on the East Coast, that's what y'all like to say. You know what I'm saying? Based on what you put out on the internet. But when you go to the South, man, and you get to talking reckless like homeboy was, huh? Even on the West Coast, I'm in the Bay Area. LA is a whole different politic game out there. But I'm pretty sure they standards is the same. You know what I'm saying? They not down with that SMD, man. And just because you got bread don't mean you safe, man. You feel me? Just because you got that cheese, man, don't mean you can't be touched. Just because you got security with you doesn't mean that you still can't be touched, man. In the right situation, in the right location, anybody can be touched, man. Do you feel? You know what I'm saying? And it's really a shame, man. It's a shame. It's really a shame out here because I know a lot of y'all young G's, you look at the situation, because I work, where I work at, I work with a lot of young individuals, man, men and women. You feel me? And when the ones who know who Takashi is, some of the guys I work with, I asked them, I say, man, would you want to be in that guy position? I mean, he got all the bread. You know what I'm saying? He got all the bread, man. Would you take that position? You know what I'm saying? Would you take that man position if you was able to get all the bread that he has or had? Because we not sure. I'm not sure based on how he moving now. I don't know if he still got all that cheese. I don't know, man. Would you swap positions if you're a young man out there and you was able to be Tekashi 69? Would you want that position? Really think about that, right? That's why I hope, you know what I'm saying? Anybody watching this and you look at Takashi's situation and you inspired by his movements, his money, really look at his situation and ask yourself, would you want to be in that man's shoes? You know what I'm saying? You got to really ask yourself at the end of the day, man. Because for me personally, I don't want to be in no man's shoes. I don't care how much money you got. I just feel like I'm great within myself. I'm gonna get it the way I get it. You feel me? And I accept whatever comes with that. But I don't want to be another man. But for the individuals to be like, man, I would love to have his position. Do you really want that position? Do you really want to be in the gym getting you really want to get that sauce? Huh? You want to, a lot of people from what I see on social media, a lot of entertainers are hating them. You know what I'm saying? Being blacklisted from, what they say on the internet, being blackballed. Do you want that position? Yeah, you can pull up in the Lambo, you got all the ice, you get to wear the rainbow hair, you know what I mean? Enjoy yourself, huh? You know what I'm saying? All on different podcasters buying chicks bags. If that's what you want, hey man, I throw my hands up for you, man. But you gotta ask yourself, if you was in that man position, Tekashi 69 I'm talking about, would you really want that man position? Would you willing to swap out your life to be in his position because he got all the money, right? That's what they saying, right? He got all the bread, even though his current movements don't look that way. But ask yourself, do you really want that position? Do you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Come on now. I'm not here to throw dirt on nobody's name, but I'm just speaking facts. I'm speaking off what was presented on social media through TMZ. You know what I'm saying? Even with DJ Academics, you know what I'm saying? I like academics, man. I'm not throwing no slugs at him, but I'm just saying with DJ Academics and from what he putting on his live, what he's talking about, this the information I'm talking about based on what I seen on his channel and what TMZ put out and some other podcasters out there that would put out there. So I'm just speaking on public information that was put out. And from my understanding, you know, he got in the gym, he was in the sauna, you know what I'm saying? Trying to lose a little weight. I'm trying to slim down myself. I got a little belly, you feel me? But I'm working on that. He was in the sauna trying to, get his Dougie on, you feel me? And then somebody wanted to come in there and see him about a few things. You know what I'm saying? They want to come see that man for whatever reason. I don't know if it was involving. I heard he went to the game and he was talking reckless at the game a couple of nights before, or maybe it's just that New York mentality that you can't take everywhere. That SMD, nah, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about that, man. You tell me SMD, it's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my 40s and I still would be. You know what I mean? I don't move a lot. I don't get real emotional about certain things. But you telling a grown man to SMD, that's a problem to me, bro. You feel me? I ain't no tough guy, but I ain't no sucker either, though. Do you feel me? Like for real, man? So with Tekashi 69, if he was telling them dudes, you know what I'm saying, at the game or at the gym, the LA Fitness where he was located, if he was telling them SMD and or talking real reckless, you know, there's a lot of y'all New York cats, you feel me, East Coast cats got a big issue about saying that and just talking reckless. Not everywhere you go is accepting that, man. Especially you go down south. He was in Florida. You know, that's a chopper state. You know, it's legal for you to walk around or carry, guns out there. I believe they got an open carry out there. So ask yourself, man, is that really worth it? You know what I'm saying? Is that something that you really want to engage in? You know? And I'm gonna drop the link in. Anybody that want to come in, got any question? I mean, anything you want to speak on related to the topic, man, come on in. I'm about to release the link in there. So anybody that want to join, you can come on in, join, have a good conversation. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. Put that Drop that link in there just in case if anybody want to come up. It's like a Zoom call. If you want to tap in, if you want to have anything you want to say about this topic, you can always tap in with me. I'll bring you in, but just in general, man, you got to understand, man, what type of reputation do you want to have? You know what I'm saying? Because you can have all the bread, you can have all the cheese, but if your reputation is dirt in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't even just talking about in the street level. I'm talking about even corporate. Everything you do, I consider where we at today is what I consider to be the digital era. The digital era, meaning everything you do is accessible. They can access it either online, through your social security, uh, information that you give out publicly. A lot of everything we do in some form or fashion, somebody can pull up some basic information about you. So just imagine if you a celebrity, if you are some type of major influencer where you have millions of followers, right? Just imagine what information can be brought up about you. And that goes into what I'm talking about, your reputation, your digital reputation. What do you want that to be? Because most jobs, I'm gonna break this down to you. A lot of these Fortune 500 companies check your Instagram, man. They check your Facebook, your Twitter, huh? Your TikTok. Depending on where you work at, certain employers want to see what are you putting out on these different platforms. Because when you're working for a major corporation, peep game, if you're working for a major corporation, you basically representing that company. So, what do you want your reputation to be? Do you want to be I call it the Tekashi 69 effect? You want to have that? You know what I'm saying? Where everybody dislike you or got an issue with you? Because think about that, right? If you causing a lot of problems out there, you feel me, putting yourself in dangerous situations, and you working for, let's say, a public works company or a company where, you know, you representing them, you think they're going to hire you? I mean, just think about that. So, like I said, there's nothing wrong with you having your own business, but if you have to work somewhere, just imagine what information could be pulled up about you. Like you got to really ask yourself that. So, like I said, my title of this video, what do you want your reputation to be? Huh? What do you want to be known for? you gotta really ask yourself because, yeah, all this stuff is cool for the gram. All this stuff is cool in the moment, but when real life kick in, oh, and it's gonna kick in. You gonna feel it. Do you feel you see how I connected that, huh? Putting them kicks. Okay, I probably went over somebody's head, man. Somebody got to feel me. Do you feel you know? But you gotta remember that, you know what I'm saying? You gotta understand that you really gotta understand your position out here because a lot of people you're gonna get in that you're gonna be associated with can put you in bad situations. Cause like with DJ Academics, like I said, I like his show. I like his platform, what he do. I don't like everything he do, but I'll do watch him from time to time. But my only message to DJ Academics is that, you gotta be careful of the company you keep, man. Cause you never know. I know you have your security, you know what I'm saying? I know you keep yourself protected, but anybody can be touched, man. And I'm not threatening you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when you out and about, you around certain type of individuals that bring that negative energy, just imagine what type of energy could be brought to you. So I know you say you move accordingly. So I'm just saying, man, just understand your surroundings and keep yourself in a certain type of position when you out in public, when you're dealing with certain type of individuals. Do you feel me? Because you don't want to be that individual. And you know what? This makes me think back on, a Vlad interview that he did with Big U out of LA. For the ones that know, they know. You can Google search this too. But Vlad had interviewed Big U and he had mentioned a Takashi situation. Kind of like what just happened to Takashi in a way. I remember he said, and I quote indirectly of what he was saying, but the gist of what Big U was saying to Vlad in the interview was that the way that Takashi is talking, even back then, this is years ago, when he first popped, when Takashi first kind of took off, you know what I mean, and just was talking real reckless to everybody. I remember this interview that Big U did on Vlad. And after you finish this video, go back and watch that Vlad interview with Big U. And Big U was describing the Tekashi 69 situation where he was saying, all the stuff that Takashi is saying, right? It's going to happen 5 to 10 years from now. And this is years ago he did this interview. Big U did. And he told Vlad, think of a Takashi in 5 to 10 years when he's not as hot as he is now. And he, like I said, this at the time frame I'm mentioning now was when Takashi was at his hottest point where he was on everything. You feel me? Everybody was playing his music videos, going crazy. Even DJ Academics. I think they was in a pool or at a beach together. They kikiing. You feel me? Doing their thing. You know. But Big U had said, just imagine Tekashi 69 in 5 to 10 years when he's not as hot and the label's not backing him, and he don't have that same support that he had back then as today. He doesn't have, right? Just think about this, right? I mean, he's real. Big U said it right, man. And he said, "You remember all that stuff you said, SMD and all the crazy antics that he did, speaking on the dead, talking bad about Nipsey Death and a lot of other rappers who, he had problems with or they had beef with him for whatever reason. He was talking bad on the dead. And just remember, 5 to 10 years from now, and you like, I ain't on that no more, right? I'm talking about Tekashi 69. This what Big U had said. So what are you gonna be like? That 10 years that came by, right? And Tekashi 69 not as hot, and he's not on what he was on back then, right? And you think that, oh, okay, ain't nobody gonna touch me. I'm finna go to the LA Fitness. I'm gonna go to the gym and enjoy myself. But cats still can remember, still do remember what you said back then. And I'm not saying the guys, whoever did this to him was them same guys, but just in general, I am speaking. That's kind of what's happening now, where he's not as hot, so he's getting comfortable from what I heard, what DJ Academics is saying, when he go certain places, he don't take security with him because, at this point he's not as hot as he once was. So you would think, hey man, I've been in, we in Florida for all these many years. Ain't nobody tripping off of me, right? But guess what, Takashi? Somebody still is tripping off you. Do you feel? So if you want to have a real conversation, let's have a real one, man. You know what I'm saying? Because all I bring to you is nothing but good game, good conversation, good motivation, and hopefully some type of inspiration. I am Sean B. Stoller. Let's go. You know? But I tell you though, you got to really understand that, man. And like I said, once this video over, you go back and watch that Big U interview that he did on Vlad TV. And he was basically describing this whole situation that Takashi just went through, which is crazy, man. But it's not that far fetched because he's not as hot as he once was. So he's taking these trips, going wherever he going to the gym, thinking he may not need security because he's not as hot as he once was, right? But you got to remember, man, when you all that craziness you was talking, you know what I'm saying? SMD this and speaking bad on the dead. Just imagine what type of energy that you bringing back to you. See, nobody talk about that. Nobody talk about that energy is a real thing. When you talk real reckless about people and you continuously do it, I believe, my personal opinion, that negative energy is still circling around you as well. Because a lot of times you have to be in a negative place to bring that negative energy. So I feel like they say, you are what you attract, right? Do you feel? Just saying. I'm just saying, you know, and that goes into your reputation. See, when you present that negative energy, what is your reputation displaying? Negative representation of yourself, man. So when you ain't talking about that craziness no more, that SMD and speaking bad on individuals out here, when you ain't out here talking reckless like that, don't think that energy doesn't still exist. Don't think that energy is still not going to come back to you, maybe even worse than what you gave it. Like that's a real thing, at least in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Just like, give you a better example, right? If you're around somebody that's always negative all the time, doesn't that drain you? You know what I'm saying? If you're around a negative person, like you trying to figure out, your next move in life, you trying to, you working at a job, you trying to get in a better situation, and you got this person next to you always talking negative, man. Always got something negative to say. That negative energy brings you down, man. That's why for me personally, I don't like dealing with a lot of people, just because of that, like in my personal life. You know what I'm saying? Not all at one time because you don't know what type of energy people gonna bring to you. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say this. Protect your energy, man, and protect yourself when you're dealing with individuals. I don't care who they are. You know what I'm saying? If it's somebody that's talking reckless or always got something negative to say about somebody, you might want to have that, whatever relations you have with that individual, have that at a distance, man. You feel me? Because that negative energy is a real thing to me, man. So don't come around, especially don't come around me. I'm gonna cut you off quick. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, man, I'm not gonna deal with that. You know what I mean? I'm out here pushing, trying to get further, man. All you talking is negativity. Do you feel? You know? It's like, I don't get it, man. I do not get it, you know? And it's like, you'd be surprised what you attract. Well, I should say, don't be surprised in what you attract. You know what I'm saying? You know? See, hold on. But I tell you this, though. I'll tell you this. You have to remember that what you do in life, how you present yourself, how people receive you, just understand that's all part of your reputation. So if you want to be out here doing criminal activity, right? If you want to be out here scamming and doing this and that, just remember that is your representation. So when things go bad for you, right? Remember, people are going to remember that reputation. So if you only on negativity things, if that's what you're only promoting, that's how you're going to be received. You're going to be received for being a negative type of individual out here. You understand? It's like that's why when you going for I can relate this to so many different things, but when you trying to elevate yourself, whether it's a job, whether it's trying to get a loan, whether it's, you trying to be promoted in some type of fashion, the biggest key that anybody or any company or any corporation is going to look at, the first thing they're going to look at and want to know about is your reputation. Huh? That's why they ask for references. When you go for a good job and they ask for references, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to call these people and ask them about you. Basically, your reputation. Come on now. That's all a reference is in the work world. They just trying to see what are you known? Can I depend on this person? So I'm relating that to the situation with Takashi is that if you only putting out negative energy, talking bad about the dead, talking about this person, and when things happen to you think people supposed to feel for you? You think people supposed to feel for you when you out here ratting on folks? The same street dudes that put you in the game? Now, I understand they said what happened, with your baby mama and they kidnapped you. I get all that. But if you in the game, if you in the street game playing street politics, look what comes with that. This is what comes with that. You have robberies, huh? Kidnapping, murder, shooting at folks. If you in a criminal activity, you in a criminal entity, you doing criminal things, what do you think's supposed to happen to you? You supposed to go out the same way you came in. So if you come in the game being on negative energy, on demon time, whatever y'all want to call it, right? If you saying that's who you out here doing criminal activities. When things go bad for you, don't get mad at the situation, man. Don't get mad when they slide on you like how you slid on them. Do you feel? So you can't forget that, man. So how you expect somebody to feel sorry for somebody when they didn't feel sorry for the next man, the next individual? They wasn't feeling sorry for them. I heard he, got cracked ribs from the situation. I'm hearing about Tekashi 69. He got his face got beat up pretty bad. But how somebody supposed to feel bad for a rat? How somebody supposed to feel bad for somebody that was out there involving himself in criminal activity? Like I said, I'm not a street dude, but I understand certain politics of the streets. I'm not dumb. I'm not oblivious to the situation. You feel me? I grew up in the hood. I grew up around certain individuals, but that doesn't mean that's who I am. But I do understand what the streets is to a degree. So with that Tekashi 69 situation, I don't expect how can anyone really feel that bad for the man when you out there plotting hits on individuals, huh? You know what I'm saying? Can't forget about the Keith Chief situation. If you know, you know, right? I mean, it's all public. You can see it. It's on the internet. So when you out there doing criminal activities and involving yourself willingly, participant in criminal activity, would you think that that energy won't come back to you? So you telling me you get to go out in the world, snitch on who you snitch on, give all these people these football numbers of time. You out here doing criminal acts, involving yourself willingly to get into this criminal organization. And when it go bad, you snitch on everybody. And then after that, you want to tell everybody you're SMD. And then when that energy come back to you, you can't handle it. When somebody touch you up, you feel me? You can't handle that energy that you was putting out. Now it's coming back to you. You don't like that feeling, huh? Do you feel? Come on, man. Like I said, if you all want to have a real conversation, let's have a real one. And I'm not saying nothing. I'm not talking reckless to the man. I'm just saying what's put out on the internet and how he presented himself from what I seen on the Breakfast Club, with interviews with DJ Academics. They had one with Whack 100. You know what I mean? So don't get mad at the messenger, man. Get mad at yourself for your own, you know what I'm saying? Reputation. Because it'd be different. It would be different if your reputation was you was just about your music, you just out here trying to get better at your craft, you involving yourself in different business, positive business deals. It would be a whole different conversation if that's not what you presented, if that wasn't your reputation. That's why a lot of people be like, "Oh, you a civilian," because what is a civilian? If a civilian is not involved in criminal activity, they're not sliding on no ops. Yeah, you're gonna protect your house. If somebody run up in your house, you're gonna move accordingly. Yes, but you're not willingly engaging in criminal activity, and then when somebody do it to you, you want to say, "Oh no, I'm a civilian. I'm a civilian." Nah, bro, it doesn't work like that. So I say that to say this. If your reputation is known for being a person that go to work every day, take care of their house, do what they need to do for their family, their loved ones, their community, whatever, and something happened and they tell on if somebody did something to them and they tell the police what happened, that's not snitching because they not part of the streets. They ain't throwing up no gang. They not representing no street signs, the front porch, stoplight. They not representing none of that. So that's why you have different type of reputations. If you're a person that's a reputable person, where like I said, you handle your business legally, you're not out here engaging in any activity of such. If something was to happen to you, of course, people are going to come to your aid or at least try to promote what happened to you. But if you out there talking about that gang and You know what I'm saying? SMD this, slide on that, a call up, a handle that, on the phone trying to plot hits on individuals. Come on, man. Who's supposed to feel sorry for that, man? I'll wait. Just saying now. Y'all want a real conversation? Let's have a real one. You know? Telling you, man. I just don't get it, man. I don't get how any individual can be out here doing all this negativity, talking all this negativity, and then you want to turn around and say, y'all jump me. Well, is it really a jump? I mean, I know physically you got jumped the way it looked on the camera from what I've seen, right? But is that really jumping somebody when you just put people at a disadvantage in court? When you gave somebody football numbers in court? And on top of that, right? On top of not only giving those people football numbers in court, right? You was a willingly participant in the criminal activity. So would you say that those people that you sent to jail to do all that fed time, right? Would you say that they got jumped? Because usually when you say somebody get jumped, they at a disadvantage. That's basically what that is, right? If they had a disadvantage in court, wouldn't you consider that getting jumped? So look at the energy you're presenting, man. Like I say, if you present negative energy, don't be mad when that energy smack you in the face or kick you in your ribs. Do you feel? So if you want a real conversation, let's have a real. Like I said, everything is cool when you on the up and up. Everything is cool when you got all the bread, right? But what happens when you don't have that bread the way you used to? What happens when you don't have that support like you used to? And you still out here talking what you talking? See, that's the real deal right there, man. If you want to know what's real, that's real. Because if you think about it, right? You at the gym, right? At the height of your career when you was the hottest, would you still would have been at that LA Fitness by yourself when you was hot? I think not. I know DJ Academics say, "Oh yeah, when he go do basic things, he don't have security with him, right?" I agree, but I disagree because at his hottest, was he rolling like that too? When he was hot, right? When he was out there talking bad about Keith Chief and trying to set up somebody, right? When he was out there hot like that, was he going to LA Fitness by himself back then? Come on, DJ Academics. I don't believe you, man. I don't think that's true. I want to know when he at his hottest, was he out there going to LA Fitness, sitting in the sauna by himself back then? I don't think so, man. So to me, that tells me my opinion. Man, hey, his money might be looking a little funny in the light, man. Might be a chink in that armor, man. You know what I'm saying? And the wolves is out. Now, I'm not saying the guys who did that to him, if they, I'm pretty sure they didn't have nothing to do with, Treyway or anything like that. But what I'm talking about is what is your reputation and that energy. See, he may not have the same support that he had now that he has now that that he had back then that he doesn't have now. He may not have that same support, but do we move different? Because from what I see, he's still moving the same, but he don't have the same support. So when you get to talking reckless to the wrong individual, which he just encountered, the wrong individual, man. When you encounter the wrong individual, because this is the thing, you can tell 1,000 dudes or 1,000 individuals SMD and they may not do nothing to you. But that 1,001 dude, that 1,001 dude that you finally can run into, that real one that they be talking about, they gonna do something, man. And as you can see, something was done. Do you feel? Just saying, man. I'm just saying, you know, everything is cool until the rabbit got the gun. You know what I'm saying? Everything is cool when you got that support behind you, when you had that trayway behind you, when you had the security behind you. But what happens when you don't have that support like you used to, and your reputation is still the same as it was back then? See, that's the real question, you know, because not everybody is just going to walk away when you talking reckless to them. Not everybody is just going to just accept how you talking to them. And then on top of all that, when they see or find out what your reputation is, some people don't like your reputation, man. Especially if you labeled a rat, you know what I'm saying? You labeled a person that just talk reckless about any and everybody to a degree. That's basically what he was doing. Talking bad about the dead. Don't be surprised when you get that energy. So all my young G's, young men, young women, anybody that want to learn from this situation, this is a great example for you, man. This is to tell you that no matter how much money you have, no matter how much support you think you have around you, doesn't mean you can't get touched. Not in a good way. Do you feel me? You can be touched out here, man. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many goons you got, how many choppers you got, not everybody is going to be okay with that mentality, with that energy that you're presenting. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful what you present out here because you just might get that energy right back to you. They usually call that karma, man. Do you feel? You know what I'm saying? They call that karma, man. You know, because you never know what you may receive. See, if you want to put out that negative energy, and don't be surprised if you just might get it back the same way you put it out, or even worse. You know, so you got to be careful of that, and not only that, protect your energy, especially for my guys out there. You know what I'm saying? Don't get too emotional. For ladies, that's a natural thing, and I'm not trying to be sexist or anything like that. In general, women are naturally more emotional women, a person or individual, and that's off of nature. So, for my guys, you don't want to be too emotional because when certain people say certain things, yeah, you're gonna move accordingly, but just understand your position and understand what may happen to you or what you could be involved in by your own actions. You know what I'm saying? Because those dudes that put hands and feet on Tekashi, it looked like everything was recorded on camera. So it looked like they will be eventually picked up by the police. You know what I'm saying? So You gotta ask yourself as well, was that even worth it? You know what I mean? But that's not my I'm not your judge or jury when it comes to that. But that's why I say you have to protect your energy, and protect what you're putting out because that will reflect how people look at you, which is your reputation, and also what you're putting out, you just may get back in return. So, what do you want to be known for? How do you want to be received? How do you view yourself? Do you feel, you know? So, only you can answer that. 'Cause see, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to give you my opinion and my experience on situations. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a lot of people will look at this situation, and there's definitely some laughter in there, but the core of it, it's no fun. It's not fun. It's not a joke. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, this man could have lost his life, right? He could have lost his life, but, you know, he was spared. And that's what you got to ask yourself. Is it really worth it? You know? And that's why I said earlier in this video where would you want to switch your life for Tekashi 69 to have what he have? Like the Lambo. I guess you may like the rainbow hair. You can have that too, right? But all jokes aside, is it really worth it? For you to go through what he went through, right? And then for you to go to prison, you know what I'm saying? And come out and you're not as hot as you used to be, and then this happened. But hey, you still got the money, right? That's what you say. You're not broke, right? So he got the bag. So are you willing to swap your life out, go through everything he went through, but you got the bag? Is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself that, you know? And for me personally, I don't want no other man life, period. I feel like I'm great in my own way. You know what I'm saying? So that's something you need to ask yourself and really look at the situation for what it truly is. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I feel like a lot of people make that mistake because, you look at a person's situation and they got the bag, right? They got the bag. But what did they lose? What did they sacrifice? What did they endure to get that bag? Do you feel me? You got to ask yourself, is it worth it, man? Is it worth it going through everything that man went through to get that bag, to get that Lambo, huh? To get that jewelry, to get that rainbow hair, you know what I'm saying? Was it really worth it? You know? Because everybody, I'm not gonna say everybody, but most people will only look at the money aspect. Most people will only see what they want to see as opposed to the whole picture. You know? It's like, was it worth it? And is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? Because outside looking in from my perspective, it's definitely not something I would want to swap out my life for to be that. Do you feel me? You know? I would not want to swap out my life to have that man life. You know what I'm saying? I would not want to get hands and feet put on me, get kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of all that, they in there, you know what I'm saying? The Treyway guys, before he went to prison, one of the big reasons why he snitched for, what he said was, one of them or whoever was sleeping with his baby mama. So ask yourself, is it worth it? And would you want to switch your life to have his life? So you mean to tell me you willing to get kidnapped? You willing for your baby mama to be getting, you know what I'm saying? Getting thrust and, you know what I'm saying, hair pulled, you know what I'm saying? You want your baby mama doing all that to the next man, right? You go to prison, you know what I'm saying? Or before you go to prison, you get to snitching on all your homies for whatever reason. Get kidnapped, go to prison, get out, only to get hands and feet on you, get hands and feet put on you. And I believe somebody said, from what I heard on the internet, somebody may have gotten cracked ribs or ribs ever got cracking or cracked ribs, but he still got the bag though. So is it worth it? Do you feel me? I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. You gotta ask yourself, is it really worth it? Is that something you're willing to accept to get that back? you know? So, I'm almost at an hour mark. We're gonna cut it off at an hour. So we got about what, 6 more minutes. I just want anybody that watched this video to understand that be careful of the energy that you put out. Be careful of the energy that you're willing to receive from other individuals that's around you. And just be careful of your surroundings. Understand your position and move accordingly out here. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know, especially if you're involving yourself with, you know, multiple people, like multiple friends, you're going out places, you're hanging with this one, hanging with that one. Understand what you're dealing with out here. You know what I'm saying? When you're going out with other individuals, I don't care who they are, you know? You got to always be on defense, especially if you want to be in a lifestyle that Takashi is, you know what I'm saying? And how he moves. Yeah, you want to be on defense all the time. But my point of saying that is this, is that you got to be careful of the energy you put out there. And also, you want to learn how to protect your energy from people that's not worth having. You know what I mean? Because there's some people that'll be around you only because of your fame, only because the money. And when real life happen, they nowhere to be found, or they can't support you in some type of way. So be careful of the energy you receive and also the energy that you put out. Because depending on what you're putting out, you just may get that same energy in return. Do you feel? If you're new to my channel, please go back and watch a lot of other my videos because all I bring to you is nothing but good game, good conversation, good motivation, hopefully some type of inspiration. I am Sean B. Stola, and I want to thank everybody that watched this channel, especially my subscribers, even new subscribers. I want to shout y'all out because y'all are the ones who keep me going. It gives me that extra energy I need to continue to bring you this on the mic. I put out videos at least 3 to 4 days a week. Every week I put out shorts almost every day. So my channel is very active. I always drop content, so you can always expect something from me. And I just want to thank any and everybody that watched my channel and watched this video, whether you're watching it live right now or even on the paid playback. I really appreciate you because I know it's a lot of podcasters out there, it's a lot of YouTubers out there, but you're here with me. I appreciate you. I am Sean B. Stola. Until next time, peace.